Hello everyone, my name's Simi. I'll have my paper here and I have a few notes right up here by the screen. So I'll have my notes. If I'm looking down, that's what I'll be looking at. So mainly what it is, it's just my notes to make sure I hit every part of the prompt and make sure I answer it correctly. That's all. So introduce yourselves. My name is Simi, Simrat Dosanjh, but everyone calls me Simi. It's just much easier to say. Experience for field professional goals. My field is early childhood. Overall, I want to receive my bachelor's. I want to go for my master's, but I feel as if financially and for setting my goals, I feel like it would be much more important for me to start teaching right after I receive my bachelor's, so then I have more experience until I get my master's, or at least apply for a master's program. That would be a professional goal. So hopefully by next year I can start with that once I complete it. Something about myself. That I've not always have been great at explaining science or math projects, assignments, activities. I feel as if maybe because I did not like it, I didn't care for explaining it. But then getting older, I started to like some assignments, some projects, particularly for younger children. I think because when I got to work with younger children, it was funner and it was something more that I liked to do compared to, of course, adult chemistry, bio. It was never an interest to me. I never truly cared for it. So I've never been great at explaining it. However, with my current profession, with my current job of being a teacher's assistant, it's helped a lot because I've seen much more activities go on and how it is hands-on and how you do make sure you make your rounds through the classroom to make sure you get to help each and every student. So it's definitely helped. My feelings about the experience in science, math, and or technology. Technology hasn't always been the best feeling because I like children being more hands-on, but then I also like that technology offers other experiences for children. It does grasp their attention with being just a technological, with just being a techie device. It grasps their attention, which is great because then they can learn from it with the different activities online. Science I like because it's much more hands-on. Almost anything you make can be done with it, which is super amazing. Math, not the best subject that I like to talk about, but math is important. With my current job of working as a third grade teacher or third grade teacher's assistant, I realize how important it really needs to be, and how important it is that these children are introduced to it early on. Express positive or negative thoughts about science, math, or technology. Overall, I've been pretty neutral about it. I think with my current profession, it's introduced me to a lot of what the children go through, what they deal with while partaking in activities and all. But overall, right now, it's neutral. I used to not have the most positive thoughts about it, but I think I've grown. I've grown on to all of the fields, and there's a lot of advancement that's been taken place for children. So prompt part 2, in my own words, what is an integrated approach to curriculum? This is where I'll face over to my other notes. So if I'm looking this way, it's because it's my other notes. An integrated approach, it allows children to follow but also not learn in such a restrictive manner where it's step-by-step procedure. This is more of kind of their own learning, and they get to learn off of their own mistakes. Stacking cups, for example, if they fall, what do you do next to not help it fall as quickly? Do you make the bottom part wider? Do you make it more into a circle? Do you spread out the cups to stack them higher? If you guys are familiar with that, that is from one of the readings that we had. How is it developmentally appropriate? It allows children to explore, gather information from the activities that they're working on. So say if you use the cups example, they're gathering information. They need to see if you need to spread out the cups, if you need to put them closer together to stack them higher, anything like that. It's just for them to gather information. This also helps with learning new vocabulary and be hands-on with their activity, project, or assignment. So hands-on, they get to do it themselves, which is absolutely great because they get to see how each of their projects, some were probably some of the cups worked out perfectly on their first try, and they stacked perfectly fine because the child made it separate. They made it completely spread apart. So it honestly just depends. Overall, it does help them gather information. It helps with learning new vocabulary and hands-on. And so those are a couple of things that does help with the gathering information from the activities. It helps with learning new vocabulary, being hands-on with the activity project and assignment. An example where it says one of our questions for prompt 2 is how can the integrated approach to curriculum teach science and math? Give an example of the activity and how it would work. Okay, so this is where I'm going to refer to my other notes. Example is homemade Play-Doh. The ingredients would be half a cup of salt, half a cup of water, 1 cup of flour for mixing the dough. And then this is the important part where it's half a cup more for flour or sprinkling kneading. So the food coloring is optional. So food coloring can increase on vocabulary, which is great. And the measurements are their math, and the half cup more for flour as sprinkling and kneading can be the science, because they don't want their Play-Doh to be too sticky. They don't want it to be too dry. Like a little too dry where they can't play with it or anything. So those are one of the examples on how it would work and how it would teach math and science in the classroom. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.